actually 3 types of fats, and they are not created equal. So let's learn them. Number 1, first type of fat is saturated fat. Saturated fat comes mainly from animal products. So things like milk, cream, cheese, butter, ice cream, milk chocolate, meat, processed meats, and then palm and coconut oil. Who here has ever maybe cooked some bacon or a piece of steak in the pan? And then in the pan, what's left over, you have that white sticky substance that hardens if you leave it there. Well, that's going to be saturated fat. And the name gives it away, right? It's saturated, it's concentrated, it's sticky. And they tell you don't put that fat down your drains because it's going to cause some problems. And that's the same thing for your body. So if you're eating high amounts of saturated fat, that's going to put a lot of sticky fat all in the body. It's going to get stuck in the cells, and that's ultimately what causes insulin resistance. So with that being said, we want to do our best to avoid saturated fats. And this is going to be the best for diabetes. Next type of fat is we have trans fat. Trans fat is actually a man-made fat. And what it does, it helps to improve the shelf life of food and the texture. So we see this fat a lot in processed foods, fried foods, definitely fried foods, baked goods, and hydrogenated oil. So if you ever see hydrogenated oil, that means it's a trans fat. Okay, and trans fats are so unhealthy, and there's so much evidence that the FDA labels trans fats as unsafe. So we want to do our best to avoid trans fats. Trans fats is also going to have that negative effect in your body, and it's going to cause that insulin resistance as well. Okay, so we want to avoid saturated fats and trans fats. Next, we have unsaturated fats. Now, these fats are considered the healthy fats, and they come from plants. So that's going to be things like avocado, olives, nuts and seeds, and plant oils. So olive oil, peanut oil, avocado oil, that's all going to be an unsaturated fat. Now, even though these are the healthy fats, they are still a fat, and they're high in calories. So we should limit these. We should be mindful about how much unsaturated fat we are eating. And especially if you're trying to prevent diabetes or self-manage diabetes, it's going to be a great strategy to pay attention to how much unsaturated fat you're eating as well. Okay, so lowering fat in your diet is key. So take a look at your diet and see where you can start reducing the fat, especially that saturated fat and those trans fats. That's going to be very beneficial when we're talking about diabetes. So eating a diet low in fat is going to help you to prevent diabetes or self-manage diabetes.